Welcome to this Bitrix tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to take you through the steps in deploying Bitrix24 on your cloud server. So Bitrix has both on-premise and subscription editions which they sell to customers. Alright, so for the subscription edition, you just come to Bitrix, you create an account and you start using it immediately. For the on-premise is suitable for large organizations who want to have more control over Bitrix, have access to the APIs, the source code, want to do a lot of customization, and want to manage their own security. So that's who the self-hosted is for. But Bitrix has recommendations as to what are the hardware what kind of hardware you need to use for on-premise deployment. So this is their minimum hardware recommendations. 2 GHz processor, could be 32 or 64 bits system, 8 gig RAM, 500 GB of hard drive space or higher. Then it has recommendations for medium load projects and high load projects. Alright, so this is the hardware that is required. You can go much higher than this, but this is Bitrix recommendations. As to what defines minimum load and medium load or high load, it's I think your system administrator should be in a better position to recommend, but once you're going to be going more than 50 users, I'd recommend you start looking at medium load upwards. This should just be for very small teams, right? Then Bitrix also gives you the option to download the virtual appliance for Windows and Linux. What this virtual appliance does is that once you download the virtual appliance, you can import it into your VMware, your VirtualBox, or your Hyper-V. When you download this, it comes already preloaded, pre-built. You don't do anything except for creating a password for the Bitrix user. It comes preloaded with CentOS and all these other features, so you don't need to do anything about it. All right. But when you're going to be creating on the cloud, in your Azure or your Google Cloud Platform or your AWS or DigitalOcean, you have to go through a different route, and that is creating your own machine, deploying your own CentOS machine, and deploying Bitrix. So we're going to create a machine now. I'm using GCP to create this machine. All right, so let's start. Let's create. All right, let's call this instance Bitrix server. And CPU, let's go for, okay, so there isn't a 2 CPU 8 gig RAM. We can work with this for demonstration, so let's pick this. No, but you should go much higher than this, because look at Bitrix recommendations. This is just for this tutorial. All right, now we have to boot this. What are we choosing? Let's go for CentOS 7. So CentOS version 7. All right, you can then choose your hard drive space here. Let's leave this as 20 gig. All right, now here you're going to have to allow HTTP and HTTPS access, because you're going to use the web browser. So that's why you need HTTP and HTTPS access. Let's look at the other options we need to look at. I think for now I can say we are fine. All right, so let's create the machine. This usually takes some time, so you just have to give it a while, right? So as it's creating the machine, you see that you're going to there's internal IP. The machine seems to be ready. Internal IP, external IP. All right, and you have SSH connect. All right, so that's good. The machine is ready. The machine is started running. So what we do now is we try to SSH into the machine. So Google has its own terminal which you can just tap it and it's already SSHing you into the machine. So let's try and let Google connect us. Okay, it's almost there. All right. Okay, so now we're in the server now. Now, when you are at this point now, your CentOS is ready, but there's no Bitrix appliance on the CentOS. So what are you going to do now? You're going to come over to Bitrix has instructions on what you do at this stage. So what we do is we come here on Bitrix Virtual Appliance Installation of Bitrix Environment. Okay, so this is what we do here. I'm going to include notes to the installation instructions for you so that you can try your hands on it. So we copy this, all right? Sorry. And we come here and sorry. Okay, so I get this bash widget command not found. So that's because the widget app is not installed and CentOS. So we're going to install this now. Yum install widget. Oh, I need to be root. Okay, so Google Cloud and most cloud servers do not give you root access when you create a cloud machine, but there are ways you can do this. So we can do this by saying sudo yum install widget. All right, so this doesn't take time. Okay, so yes, continue, and that's complete. So now let's go to the next one. Sudo widget Bitrix Environment. Okay, so that's done. Now we go to the next instruction. The next instruction is chmod Bitrix Environment. This is for permissions. So come back here and I do this sudo, and that is done. Then this last one. Sudo. Alright, so you get this message, you have to disable C Linux before installing Bitrix Environment. Do you want to disable C Linux? Let's say yes. This will make the system reboot, so we sudo reboot. Okay, so we let's give the machine some time to restart. You know, so it's trying to reboot after we are disabled C Linux. Now at this point, now when it comes back on, we're going to have to repeat the last step, and repeating the last step takes a bit of time for it to completely execute. So the system is back up, so let's repeat that last step. Sudo. Alright, so you see that system update in progress. Now this is going to take a while, so let's just be patient. I'm going to forward, maybe fast forward this and just All right. So this installation is complete. All right.